cut with it. Please, none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this. Don't talk about it. Really on. Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please, none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this. Don't talk about it. Really on. Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please, none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this. Don't talk about it. Really on. Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please, none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this. Don't talk about it. Really on. Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please, none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this. Don't talk about it. Really on. Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please, none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this. Don't talk about it. Really on. Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Walking This Way's Impact Force podcast. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Still can't hear ya.
Why you can't hear me for it? But hold on. Why you can't? Let me see.
I don't know what the message is today.
What is going? Nice, you
What
can't
is
hear
the
me at
message
all.
today? I don't know.
It's
not happening on the laptop.
just try to see what's up. Everybody can hear me. Hey, if y'all can hear me in the comment section, just let me know if y'all can hear me. If you can hear me, just let me see. Hold on right quick. We're having technical difficulties. Let's see. If y'all can hear me in the comment section, just let me know if y'all can hear me. Let's see, we're experiencing technical difficulties. Well, what's up? I want to welcome everybody to another edition of Walking This Way's Impact Force podcast. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr. I'm broadcasting live once again from the DFW, that's Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. This is another Saturday edition with y'all here on this morning. Like I said, we're getting everything settled so we can have this great Q&A conversation with my guests this morning. So like I said, I thank everybody for supporting us, hanging out with us. I just thank everybody for just the support, the major support. And I tell anybody, in all that you do, you just stay consistent no matter what you do in life. Just stay consistent on what you're doing, what you want to accomplish in your life, your goals, all that you want to set out to do. Like I said, this is February the 25th. It's 2023. We got a couple days left here in the month of February. We're about to get ready to go into transition to March, of course. And you know that we're going into the third month of 2023. We got to ask ourselves, where do we see ourselves at? Are we satisfied where we at? Are we content where we at? Or are we just being complacent and just taking anything for less? Are we constantly learning? Are we constantly evolving? Are we becoming better, creating better habits, new habits? Are we developing new mindsets? Are we really want to accomplish all we really want to accomplish here on earth as we still got breath in our body? Because we don't know what tomorrow brings. We don't know what the whole entire day gonna bring. You know, this could be our last day here. We just don't know. But we just really want to be able to come to grips on what we want to accomplish here in life. To be a better man, you want to be a better man, a better woman. Just you want to become better on your job. You want to become better in your relationships. Want to become better in everything you want to do. We want to be able to succeed. We want to be able to conquer everything we want to do and all that we set out to do. And that's what it's all about. Not to feel sorry for ourselves, not to be embarrassed, not to be hopeless, not to just give up, not to just cave in, but become greater. You know, we constantly evolve. I know I'm evolving, you evolving. We evolve each and every day. We evolve each and every way and all that we can do. But like I said, I'm very excited to be with y'all this Saturday morning. The Saturday morning show has been going well. It's been going great. I ain't gonna lie. When I first did the Saturday morning show, I was thinking, how am I gonna do the Saturday morning show? Because my schedule, I work overnight. I work from 10 at night to 6:30 in the morning. And I was just, the normal me was just like, hey, I'm going home, go to sleep, rest up, and get ready to go back to work tonight. And then it's like someone's in my spirit, like, do a Saturday morning show. And don't get me wrong, when I wanted to do the Saturday morning show, some people I thought was crazy. Like, why would you do a Saturday morning show? You just got off work and you got to go back to work tonight. It's not that. It's just what I do. It's just like what I love to do, and that's podcast. That's to broadcast. That's to have extraordinary men and extraordinary women who do extraordinary things just to really come on the show, and that's what it's all about. And just really have fun with what you do. You just really enjoy what you do, and that's about it. So it's like loving. I mean, finding what you do, finding your niche, finding all that you set out to do. Set out all that you want to accomplish in life. Because like I said, it's just like the first of the year. You know, we get excited from December 31st to January the 1st. Get excited and say, this is my year. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And we just allow it to go by. We just don't be more dedicated enough. We don't be more hungrier than we should. Not for other people, but for ourselves. Everything start with self first. Everything start with me first. Everything should start with you first. And you should want to grow. You should want to execute. You should always want to believe in yourself. And that's what it's all about. And like I said, man, this is what you want to do. This is what you want to succeed. This is what you want to conquer. This is what you want to become. You want to evolve, and we should want to evolve at every day and every time. But like I said, man, this is what we're doing. This is what we have to do. And like I said, I know I was looking forward to have my guest on tonight. But of course, it was still the youth coaches on in, of course. But like I said, man, this is what we do. But like I said, man, it's all about having fun. Like I said, we're gonna be back here Tuesday night here on the podcast. So I do apologize for that with the technical difficulties on the ends or whatever, my end and whatever it may be. I take full responsibility for that. But like I said, we're gonna be back here it's Tuesday night, and I hope everything will be on point Tuesday night. So I'm looking forward to it. Man, y'all have a great day. And like I said, we will. Let me see. We're gonna try.
I
Hear me?
can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, we're not. Oh, there you go. We're just seeing talk.
I'm
Like,
traumatized by this technology.
oh, like I said, I thank you. Like I said, I know we're gonna go through it. I appreciate you again for taking time out of your productive schedule. We finally here, I know you on the podcast before. That's about almost 2 years ago. It's going on 3 years. And I invite you to be on here again because I'm doing the Saturday morning edition. So just go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience.
So I'm Julia Hunter. I live in London. I'm a mom. I'm a competitive bodybuilder, currently universe number 6. So I did universe 6 in the world last year and still number 2 from 2017. I am a energetic, loving, one of the most thing that people don't understand about me, because I am confident, I'm bold, I speak my mind. I am a very sensitive soul. I'm a giving person. I am passionate about employing women to be better in their health and know that it's actually required. That's the best gift you can give your family. So that's who Julia is. Julia is fitness. Julia is health. Julia is fun. Julia is loving. Julia is kind. Julia is giving.
And now, July, thank you again for taking time of your Delta schedule to hang out with me. Of course, it was 10:25 here in the States. I know it's late in the evening where you're at. And
425.
and like I said, I thank you again and stuff like that. And the work that you're doing, the goals you're accomplishing. Not only that, just in your business alone, you are impacting lives. You will help changing lives, saving lives, because we know that our body, we want to have one body. And I know it's considered our temple. And I know a lot of times we have been reckless with our bodies and we allow all these different health issues to come in. But as an individual yourself, help change their lives. And I just want to give you kudos on that, to feel good about ourselves and help people feel good about themselves and want to feel good about themselves. I know when you're in shape, you're energetic, you could do a lot more. But when you kind of out of shape, you really do less. You're tired, you're sluggish. They put you on a different medication, and it still keeps tearing us down. So, how did this journey start for you?
So the journey started for me, seriously. I've always been into sports, but it started seriously for me after losing my mom. This October will be 27 years since my mom passed away suddenly. And initially, when I lost my mom, it was a shock because she just initially just took sick and literally went to the hospital, and within a week she had gone. And one of those significant thing I know, that she never takes care of herself. Even when she was ill, she was always going, taking care of the children and everybody else around her. And initially, the shock of losing my mom, I went into a big depression, and I was comfort eating. I eat my feelings, and I realized by eating my feelings, not only was I not going, I was going the way which I was fearful for, because at this point, my mom passed away at age 44. I thought I would never reach 44. So I was actually feeding the fear because I was focusing on that so much, rather than seeing the light, the changes that I could make. So I did it for a very, very long time. I had hypertension, like I was gaining weight. The whole thing was just going left, until I remember, and I started taking up fitness, started going to classes. But I was one of those people that I thought I could out train a bad diet. And as women, we don't, this thing, I don't want to be muscular, I don't want to look like a man. Like, the thing about the cultural, psychological barriers that we grew up with, we just spat them out without realizing that they weren't good. So I remember going to a class, and I would actually eat exactly what I want. I'll go to classes, I sweat tons, and I thought I'm taking care of myself. But I love my oxtail, I'm Jamaican. I love my fried plantain, and I love all the bits that comes with it. And I remember going to a class once, and there was someone in the class, there was a guy, and he greeted two of the ladies, like very friendly, feminine kind of way. However, he kind of spat me straight in the chest with a dumbbell. And I was like, ow. And he was like, I didn't know you could feel that because you're so thick. How is it that you work out so much and you're so thick? Do you eat fat vegetables? I literally wanted the floor to open and swallow me up. I was so embarrassed. And that didn't stop me there. I actually went home and had oxtail seasons, and I thought I did a great class. I sweat. I am going to cook oxtail. And honestly, nearly burnt my house down. It almost did not meet myself and my daughter. It was my neighbor that saved me because I fell asleep. Okay. So fast forward a little bit further, I my health was taking a bent road because my hypertension was going more and more. I had twice was put on 24 blood pressure monitor to monitor my blood pressure. My blood pressure was so high sometimes it was in triple figures. And I realized I was going the same pathway as my mom was, so I had to take a turn. So I actually remember getting up one morning to go to work, and I opened my wardrobe, and everything in that wardrobe just did not give me confidence. When I look back in the mirror, I just feel uncomfortable. And I purchased a pair of Spanx. And I remember wearing these Spanx to work, and I was walking across the office floor. And every time I walked, there was a friction sound that sounded really loud. I was like, to my colleague, do you hear that noise? And she was like, what? Then I realized when I stopped, he'd stopped. And I went to the bathroom, and, the embarrassment of that was when I decided to express insanity. And I expressed insanity, and it came on the Wednesday. I remember like yesterday, I had the flu and I'm asthmatic, and I went in. I actually have my T-shirt from Insanity, You've Earned It. And you have to send in the pictures. I did Asylum. However, what I discovered in that journey, I kind of lost my shape and everything. So I lost weight because it was a lot of cardio I was doing, but I still didn't change my food. So my health still wasn't in a good place. So I looked, physically healthy, but I was not internally healthy. And I wasn't mentally healthy because I wasn't addressing the scars that caused me to be the way I was. So until I decided to, first, I got counseling. Secondly, I got a coach and got a plan that was specific for me. Then I realized where I was going was the wrong way. So that's where it all started for me.
And just listen to your story, how you just had the mindset just to take control of your life, to really love you. Basically, I always talk about loving you, investing in you, and this kind of stuff we talk about here on the show. Extraordinary people doing extraordinary things yourself, and just the mindset of just, you know what, enough is enough. And I like how you said that, look physically fit, but a lot of times, as you say, the eating. And a lot of times people don't understand it. People feel like I could long working out, I can eat the McDonald's, I can eat the pizzas and the fried foods and the soul food. And but then we don't see no results. We go to the gym, but we're not seeing any results. And then what it is, now it's like, okay, I'm doing this stuff in vain.
Yeah, and they give up because for me, one of the biggest hurdles that we have that we set in our way is not having a plan. You know, and I often say to people, like, even yesterday I had a conversation with someone in the changing room, and I was like, hi, how are you? How are you doing? And she goes, I did lower body today, upper body yesterday. So I said, what's the goal? To lose weight. Okay, so I said, what's the plan? I don't have one. So I was like, okay. So you don't have a plan, so you're not tracking. So how do you know you're getting the result? I don't know. So I said, let's just take it back. I always try to use analogy that people can understand and can be that is familiar to them. So I said, okay. So when you left home today, what was the plan? You said to come to the gym. How did you know to get to the gym? There was a map, yeah, that takes you. So if you're taking public transport, you know what bus to take. If you was driving, you know what route to take. You know where to park your car. Correct?
Correct.
And I literally said that and walk away because my intention is to let you get the answer from within. So I don't see myself as a fitness trainer. I don't see myself as a personal trainer. I see myself as a coach because I coach what was already within you, because now she thinks, and she was like, wow. So the answer is already within you, because people don't like to be told what to do. No one likes to be told what to do. So when I work with people, if I tell them what to do, they don't do it. But if I coach out of them what is already there, they will do it.
And you know what, Jill, that makes a lot of sense in what you're saying. It's always within, but you're coaching it out of them to bring the light, bring the surface of who we truly are, to embrace who we are. And like you said, just giving that analogy, like nobody has to tell you go to the gym. You went to the gym. It's like when you go to work, no matter how to tell you to go to work, you get up and go to work. So it's already in us, and then we don't realize that. Like when you go to your house, first thing you do, you walk through the door. You're gonna turn the light on. Nobody tell you to turn the light on. You gonna turn the light on.
If
Why?
they
Because you need to get around. Right. You got to get around. So you go eventually turn the light on so I can see where I'm going, where I'm heading. If I want something to eat, I go to the kitchen and get something to eat. So it makes perfectly sense in what you're saying. And we never really think like that.
No, because and it's quite difficult to get people to think like that, because I think I'll say, for example, why do you go to work? I need money. Why do you need money? So I can get the things I like. Okay, so without your health, how do you go? But it's not the same. Without your health, you can't go to work. Yeah, and okay, so you go to work, and if you go to work each day and just turn the computer on and sit in front of it doing nothing for an entire week, will you be still employed? No. Why? Because I'm not doing any work. So then that same person will come to the gym and do the same class every week, the same intensity, no different. However, we expect improvement.
And you know what? And I had this conversation with somebody when I was at work. It's like, Julie, what it is, people want the success, but they want to be comfortable to get to success. And it don't work that way. And I was sharing it, and I was saying, in order for you to gain something, you're gonna have to give up something. It's like
Ah,
you want that body, what you gonna have to do? You're gonna have to give up certain lifestyles, certain habits in order to obtain the body that you want.
there you go. And the thing I hear about that is, but I enjoy those kinds of food. The best conversation I love is when someone says, "I'm an emotional eater." So I'm like, what emotion are you feeling? What are you feeding? Because we know what we're doing. We know what to eat, but how many times, probably yourself, and I used to do it, and even sometimes I catch myself in my head having this conversation. What do I feel like eating? Basically, what you're saying, what emotion am I feeling right now that I want to feed? And we normally gravitate to the things that give you the sensation that you know you're gonna get. Like for me, when I was grieving my mom, um, over here there's a supermarket called Sainsbury's, and they had something like an apple studio, and that when you put it in the oven and the crispy, this flakes, and I was passionate about that thing. However, every time I pull for that studio, I was feeling thoughts about the loss of my mom, the grief, the loneliness, the abandonment, the old stuff. But whenever I eat that stew, in that 5 minutes I'm eating the stew, all I'm doing is that sensation that it's in my mouth. It makes me feel good, the dopamine hit. But then 10 minutes after I finish that mouthful, the same feeling comes back again, because I haven't addressed the root cause of why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. And before I know it, I am avoiding the root cause of my problem, and I'm adding more problems, because now I'm gaining weight. So I've got another problem I need to solve. I'm gaining weight, and I still haven't sorted out the problem that I started with, why I was feeling it. And the only time now that I get there is like at 27 years old. I still have those feelings, but I sit with those feelings. Why am I feeling this way? And that's what we don't want to do. We don't want to sit with our feelings. No one want to sit with their feelings.
That's true. And you're really right about that. It's just like being stripped naked. It's like being real with yourself, coming into reality of what's going on, and just got denial as well. And I also want to give a big shout out to Rick that's watching in. Big shout out to him this morning. And just to become real. And just like when you go to AA meetings, the first thing they get you a minute AA meeting, if those who are been there before, the first thing they get you admit that you have a problem. And a lot of times we don't want to be embarrassed. I get that's when it is the shame, the emotion of shame, guilt comes into play. Like with you being in the profession that you're in, and when you coach your clients, do they feel embarrassed? Do they feel ashamed? Because you started from square one, so it's like now, Julie, it's like okay, I'm teaching you how to be real with yourself because we've been lying to ourselves for so long. Now you come into place, say, okay, I'm gonna teach you how to be real with yourself, and that's when the shame and the guilt come in. because we never really understand. I guess you want to say that makes sense.
Yeah, what it is guilt, feeling ashamed of allowing themselves to get to that place, but also is a case of also not wanting to relieve control, feeling feeling that vulnerability is weakness, feeling that getting support and help is weakness. So a lot of time what we find, we self-sabotage a lot. Like I work with clients where they can get amazing results. However, they create the psychological barrier that they have, and that's why one of my number one thing that I deal with my clients is mindset. Wherever the mind goes, the body will go. This, so it's being healthy is not only about the food you put in your body, it's the thoughts that you have. So the barriers that a lot of us face, including myself before I ask for help and support, is a psychological barrier, the cultural barrier, because you will hear someone like my dad who's in his 70s, and you try to tell him to go to the gym, he goes, oh, the pain. But there's two types of pain: the pain that happens to you, that deteriorates your lifespan and your health, and the pain that you choose. Like I do, like dry needling. And I literally says to people, if I was ever to consider taking drug, it wouldn't be by a needle. I hate needles. However, I realize the benefit of that 30 minutes of the needling versus me having a lifetime of pain and aches that is actually can be reversed if I just take myself out of the barrier and said, the result is this. This is the reason why I need to endure this extreme pain now than a lifetime of pain. So I'm cutting short my lifetime of pain where I have better health. And that's where we don't want to do that. So people say to me things like, it's easy for you. No, it's not. 96% of us wake up every day in a negative mindset because our brain is created to keep us safe. How difficult is it for you to stay in bed?
I can't stay long. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can't stay long, but most people, it is not difficult to stay in bed because it's keeping you comfortable. The brain to come out of his comfort zone, or whether getting out of the bed is so damn difficult. That's why a lot of people snooze, and then we're late. Because now when we come out of that comfort zone, we actually have to put the brain aside and say, I need my mind to lead me versus my brain. And struggle comes in.
And that's deep. And that really is. And like I said, we're going to finish this conversation up, Julie. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And after the commercial break, we're going to jump right back in our Q&A conversation with our guest this morning. We're talking about some interesting stuff. So, man, y'all better plug in, tune in. And after this commercial break, we're going right back into our Q&A conversation.
M. Green Enterprises, the home of Malira Green, your confidence coach. She is a licensed clinical social worker who serves as a therapist, clinical supervisor, master healer, and transformative speaker. Malira is fiercely committed to guiding individuals to become unstuck and motivated to confidently reach their goals while owning their God-given gifts. She serves as the bridge between your caterpillar and butterfly moment. If you are ready to transform, check out www.maliratransforms.com, for she is ready to transform with you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back here on Walking This Way's Impact Force podcast. I'm Furman Jackson Jr. I'm the CEO and founder of Walking This Way's Impact Force podcast. I'm hanging out this morning with Julia Hunter. She's in London, England, of course. She's a trainer. She's an entrepreneur. She's a businesswoman, and just really was talking about mindset. And that's what we're going to finish it up right quick. So, like I said, Julie, go ahead and plug in. I know we're pressed for time. We're about to get you off the air, of course. So go ahead. We're going to do a part two of this. We're going to have to do a part two of this. So, Julie, go ahead and plug in. How can people get in contact with you? How can they follow you as well?
So I'm on Instagram, Body Inventor Fitness. So that's Body Inventor Fitness on Instagram. I'm on Facebook as Julia Hunter. I'm also on TikTok. Julia Hunter 136, And I'm also on Twitter as well as Julia Hunter. So yeah, this is really my passion to talk about, and I definitely look forward to
M Green Enterprises.
with today.
M Green Enterprises, the home of.
And it's as you can see, once I get talking, I'm deep like that.
And I appreciate you. And like I say, I know we pressed for time. I know you had something else to do as well. So we're gonna do a part 2 of this, ladies and gentlemen. But I ain't gonna say I know what was said, Julia, was very important. The mindset, communicating with ourselves, coaching who we already are. The answers was already within. So you said enough there. So I'm gonna let you this, and I'm not gonna let you go. Do you have any final remarks for the listening audience that's listening to us right now?
And final remarks, like I said, one of the if you're going to the gym, and I know it's after Valentine's Day, I don't know if it's the same in the US, in the UK, like the gyms are getting empty again until it's gonna be like summer and spring. And the main reason for that is because you have the psychological barrier of how you want to do it. You want to do it alone. No one is an island. No one can do it alone. Trust me, I became world number 2 female bodybuilder at age 44. I'm now 51 this September. And, I didn't get there by myself. So the knowledge is within you. However, you need someone to help to coach you out of you. Yeah. So it is great to get help. It is vulnerability is the most important thing that you can expose yourself to. That's what I'll say.
And that sums it up right there, Julie. I thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great Saturday. Have a very productive Saturday. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the time. And remember, the answer, the truth, what lies within you. Just utilize it. I'm going to be back here Tuesday night here on Walking This Way Impact Force Podcast. We're going to be prime time at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Y'all have a great day, and we're out this thing. Peace, everybody.
Thank you.